Welcome back to another edition of Carman Conversations. In this episode, I've really enjoyed, or I should say this series, I've really enjoyed around everything to do with used cars. And this episode is going to be another good one, all about trade-ins. Lauren, over to you.
It seems like a fairly easy to understand term and quite straightforward, but what is a trade-in?
Trade-in is your car that you're going to use, that your second-hand car that you're going to trade that onto a new one, or a used one, you know what I mean? So that's your current car now. What's that worth? Can I get a price? Is it a changeover price? And away I go on to buy a new one. Upgrade or downgrade or whatever it may be.
Okay. And how do people do that? Is it as easy as getting in touch with their sales consultant or with yourself or through...
Yeah, it's obviously, there's two ways of looking at it. If you're trading in your car, it's part of the process. You're looking at a new car hypothetically, and you might be looking at a BT50 and one of our qualifying questions early on is, you're trading in a car. We are. We've got a 2015 Mitsubishi Triton or whatever it might be, and then from that process, obviously, we're going to work out what the Triton's worth and work that as a trade-in price onto the new BT50. But there's also the buying option, which people don't realise as well, that there might be a case where you just may not want your car anymore, and then we're going to offer to buy that. So it's a case that we actually do buy cars. It's hard to show because we can't see it, but I actually got signs around the dealership everywhere saying we buy cars. So it's quite common actually that we'll have people turn up onto the dealership floor, walk in and say, I saw your sign that you buy cars. Look, I've got this that I no longer need, or I've bought something else, or that I've now got a company vehicle and I don't need it. Can you buy my car?
True.
So it's a case where we'll price the car up and we'll buy that straight away, transfer the money in the bank overnight, or pay cash or a check, or
So when it is quick cash, it's quick cash.
Very quick. Yeah. So you often see the signs around with need quick cash, sell your car. Cash for cars. We're all that.
Yeah.
So it is very, very simple.
And that's the buying element with the trade-ins. Is it common? I guess is it more common for people to upgrade through a trade-in?
Yeah, it's most common. So we sell between 300 and 400 new cars a month, and in that we would trade 150 to 200 cars a month.
Yeah, okay, so it's pretty heavy.
So it's 1 in 2. And a lot of those times, those trade-ins stay in the family, so they might not trade because they're passing it on to the son or the daughter for a first car or whatever it might be, or having it there as a backup car or a secondary car. But yeah, majority of the time people are trading in, and it might be a case, well, hang on, I don't need my big car anymore, I need to trade it to something smaller, or this one's too small, I've got 2 kids now and the pram doesn't fit in real well.
Yeah.
Or I've got one on the way, we need to go to a CX-5 and my CX-3's not big enough, or, might go from an SUV to a BT50. So yeah, we're trading all the time.
And they do that, I guess it kind of touches on the previous episode that we've done around evaluation, so if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it, but you can use the knowledge of what your car is worth to forward plan if you are looking to upgrade.
Bingo. Exactly right. So find out what your car's worth, and you've got all those platforms to find out now, which we've mentioned. But you've got that idea. Your car's worth $50,000, or the new car's $50,000 you're looking to buy. Your car's worth $15,000 as a trade-in.
Yeah.
You've got that $35,000 budget before accessories. So you know what you're looking at.
Which definitely alleviates a lot of the stress as well if you've got that option to trade in.
Well, it does, and it goes back. We've mentioned it previously. A lot of people think, oh no, I won't trade my car. I won't get enough for it. You don't know what you're going to get for it until you ask.
Yeah.
And think, oh, it might not be worth anything. I encourage that. To give us the opportunity to look at your car, it might be far more worth what you think. So yeah, that's another common one. But yeah, with the trade-in element, so common. But a lot of the time, people might say, "Oh, look, I'm not going to get as good a deal as if I trade in my car. I'd rather just get the best price up front and to keep that separate."
Yeah.
Another one that's so old school. So we actually want the trade-in. We want we're a car yard. We need to sell. We sell second-hand cars. So and you're not going to get a better deal by saying, "Look, there's no trade-in." Yeah, a lot of those, they're the old tales of new cars from 20 years ago, So
I think it's an education piece, and there's a lot of awareness that needs to be considered around that. I mean, it was over a year ago, we did a couple of campaigns down the used car centre, which was around the awareness of trade-ins, and we found that a lot of people weren't, well, two things, they they didn't know that their car would be worth as much as
Yep.
what it is.
Yep.
And they also didn't know that they could all do that in the same place.
Yeah, that's right. So they actually don't realise. And I think, sometimes we do it all day, every day.
Yeah.
Some of it's a normal process, how do you not understand? Like, it's a normal process. But a lot of people think, oh, no, I can't trade my car. I'd be embarrassed to trade my car. It's not going to be worth enough money. It's a giveaway. I'll throw this thing away.
Yeah.
But that car could be worth, in their mind, it's worth $500 or $100, but that to me, trading might be worth $1,500. That makes all the difference. That might upgrade another model. That might be a difference between an XT or an XTR when it comes to a BT50. You don't know. And the other part of it is not knowing about the trade-in, thinking that they got to offload their car themselves before they can come and buy the car.
Yeah.
No, not even, So that's why I'm so transparent up front of we can price that car for you straight away. And early onset of that negotiation piece, we'll be giving the price straight away of the trade-in, so you know where we're at.
Yeah. It's really around, I think, a conversation, even if you don't know what's available to you. And I'll use myself as an example. It's going, well, I'm thinking of upgrading.
Yep.
I think this is what I want, but just having an open table conversation. So then you can come to me as my sales consultant, the expert who I would trust,
Yep.
to go, okay, well then that's awesome. These are all your options.
That's right.
And then actually walk myself or the customer through what the trade-in is, how much my trade-in's worth,
That's right.
what options that gives me in the long run. But it's about that conversation.
It's the conversation piece up front, and I said it earlier before. One of the most common things when someone walks into your car yard or on the phone is, I just want to get an idea what my trade-in's worth.
Yeah.
Or I'm looking at Mazda 3s or Mazda 2s, but I'm not actually sure what my trade-in's worth or what I'm going to get for my trade. And this is the thing that is the bit of a stumbling block, because they don't have any idea what their trade-in's worth, and that trade-in, all of a sudden they get that value, that can determine exactly what model. And in their mind, it might be, oh, I've got a Mazda 2 budget, but when their trading comes in, they can afford the Mazda 3, which is the car they actually wanted.
Yeah.
So it's so important that we can portray that message and be very open about it, that we give you all that information up front. So exactly how you said it, you know what the new car's worth, you know what your trade-in's worth, you know what your accessories are worth, and it's all there in front of you.
Yeah.
Very, very easy. And it makes it a great experience.
Yeah, it does. It gets really exciting. I've been through it as a customer a couple of times, and it's really exciting because it is a surprise. You go, oh, I didn't realise my car was actually going to be worth that much, and that's then making my next car so much more affordable.
Yeah. The amount of times that we've been negotiating on a new car, and then we can't quite get to the changeover figure or the budget that's in mind or the weekly repayments. And I'll say to them, what about your trade-in? Oh, no, I'm going to do that separately. What do you mean you're doing it separately? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Oh, no, we might try and sell it privately. They don't actually take that price into consideration for their changeover figure.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden when I say, well, I'll trade your car, and the whole time they've been trying to get $2,000 for it, and all of a sudden paying $4,000 for the car. And not only are they well ahead of where they wanted to be, but then they go up a model. It's these are the things, and this isn't the customer's fault. It's probably that lack of understanding for such a long period of time, because trade-in prices were so hard to get, and the transparency was such a non-done thing, But because that's our way of doing things now, everything's in front of you.
Yeah.
And the best thing is you can see, hang on, this is my wish list, and this is the way I sell. Is that I want you to pick the car you want, and then pick all the accessories you want and create a wish list. And that's where we start, and this is what your trade-in's worth. And if we have to, we can pull accessories out, or we can add accessories in. And people are blown away by it because it's actually so easy to see.
Yeah.
So, that is affordable. I don't actually need that. That was a wish list, and that's why it's called a wish list. You know what I mean? I can put that in or I take it out, but 99% of the time they all stay in there. Because we're good at what we do, and we want to be able to do it, and we want to be able to give the people the opportunity for us to showcase what we can do.
Yeah.
And you're right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more that in their head what they thought their car's worth to actually what it actually really is worth, it's a really, really good surprise, a pleasant one.
Yeah, great. And you said you can trade in for new cars, but also used car as well.
Yep.
So it kind of opens up the platform and the arena and what's available.
We'll trade anything.
Yeah.
We'll trade on new cars, we'll trade on used cars, I'll trade on wholesale cars, and I just won't trade cars. I trade motorbikes, we can trade caravans, trailers, I'll trade in jet skis, motorised things, I'll trade in boats. We've done it all before. I've traded plenty of boats before, we trade motorbikes, I've traded a lot of jet skis in the time, and it might be the case where you've got some toys at home that you no longer use. Could be dirt bikes. you know, that thinking, oh no, I've got to get rid of this. I've had them on sale, had them online trying to sell them, but I'm not getting any inquiry.
Yeah.
All I need is the detail, and we can price all that for you, and we can bundle it all together. And we've done plenty of that. Dirt bikes, jet skis, trailers, caravans.
It sounds crazy, but you're actually serious.
It is. I'm actually serious. I am really legit serious here. That's what we do. We buy and sell. And you know that you're looking to buy a new car. We'll take all those things off your hands that you want to trade, because I do have a purpose for them, and that's what we do. We sell them.
Yeah.
You know, so when you're trying to do a problem, you think, and I hear it all the time. I've been trying to get rid of this caravan. I've been trying to get rid of this trailer that I've had forever. I'm in the know. This is what we do in the automotive. You've got all these contacts of people you've dealt with for 20 and 30 years.
Yeah.
So we can make that process, that transaction, really simple and easy.
So it's also, what I want to touch on there is that it's not model specific either. So obviously for new cars, you think Mazda, you think Grand Prix Mazda, you think Luke.
Yep.
But with trade-ins and the used car centre, you can you trade in all makes and models.
Trade in everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we trade in absolutely everything. So it just doesn't have to be Mazda. It's anything. I'll trade any make, any model. Doesn't matter what year it is. Doesn't matter how many kilometres it does. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go. You know.
My car didn't start.
We can trade them all. You know. So, and like I said, that might be down to the caravan, or it might be down to your motorbike. It might be anything. You know. So and that's a big part of what I do with Trade In Tuesday. To give you that idea. But when it comes down to transaction time, and it's the old thing too that there might be a certain amount of money that you've got set aside for a car. And you think, oh, okay, well, once I sell the jet ski and once I get rid of that trailer with it, then I'll have enough money to get the car. How you going selling the jet ski? Oh, I haven't got around to it. You know, I've got it online, I've got it there, but, I haven't had any inquiry. Now it's gone flat, the battery's not going, I've got to get started, and I've got to get that done before I put it back online, before I come and buy a car.
Yeah.
It all sounds a hassle,
yeah,
you know
totally
what I mean?
Does.
So, but we do it anyway. Like, we do it. We can make all that so simple, and no one knows that. No one knows it, you know? So, yeah, again, it's that transparency piece, isn't it? You know about it. We can help. Good fun doing it too.
Great.
Well, I really enjoyed that episode of Carman Conversations around the used car centre. And, again, there's so many different dimensions to it. And when I talk used cars and think about used cars, there are so many elements of that process when it comes down to wholesale, used, trade in onto a new car, and just what's my value at, So if you want to find out more about the process, what your car's worth, or anything associated, head to the links in the description below.